I like that song. And what we can't see here in the sanctuary is the beautiful video that Jamie Phillips made to go with that song. And if you get a chance to look online, do, because it's beautiful. Okay, well, we've all read or heard at least the first line from the book, A Tale of Two Cities. And you'll recognize it when I say it. It goes, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Remember that? Well, it continues with a whole lot more concepts in that paragraph based on the high contrast perspective of best and worst. It goes on to say, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. Now this earth life is full of contrast for the purpose of our individually becoming aware of what we prefer to experience as life. By choosing our preferences, by asking through the vibration of our thoughts for what we want to experience, and through our receiving what we've asked for from a universe that responds to our vibrational requests, we become a more expanded unique expression of the one life we share. Through the act of choosing and through the process of giving and receiving, we discover we are one with the power of creation and that we've been given power to affect our life experiences. In this world of contrast, when we're in a good mood, it seems like the best of times. And when we're in a bad mood, it seems like the worst of times. And one thing we've all learned is that when we're in a bad mood, it's never a good idea for anyone to try to convince us that things aren't as bad as they seem. Because things are as bad as they seem to us until we change our mind about how it seems, until we decide to see things differently. Now, the opening paragraph of A Tale of Two Cities goes on to say in so many words that the people of the day were not ambivalent about their opinion of the times. They either loved it or hated it. That there seemed to be no middle ground. Its noisiest authorities insisted only in the strongest possible terms, or as Dickens put it, in the superlative degree, either approval or disapproval of the times. Now, though Charles Dickens wrote these words in 1859, they certainly seem to reflect the condition of our world today. One side disapproving of what the other side is approving of. Dueling duality, full of vocally opposing points of view, and there doesn't seem to be a happy medium anywhere. The good news is that we can choose to be a medium for happiness by quieting the swords of duality in our own mind and choosing to rest our mind in non-judgment in the oneness we share together, where there are no sides to fight against, only love and peace and joy and positivity to express. Which brings us to the title of today's talk, The Benefit of the Doubt. We read in A Course in Miracles, nothing thought by the child of God, which is all of us, is without power. All beliefs are real to the believer. Everything we see seems real to us because we believe it's true. And we perceive life, we think about it, and we say and speak within it from our point of view. And everyone else does too. And because everything we believe is true doesn't always seem true to everyone, not everyone is going to agree with our point of view. However, to a universe that responds to the vibrations of every thought, all thoughts are valid. Not because they're spiritually real or true, but because a child of God believes they're real or true. Through our beliefs, we're individually and collectively, all together, creating the world we see, and yet those on one side would believe that those on the other side could do better. Now, we may think someone else is full of it because they don't think like we think. And they are. They're full of their beliefs, and so are we. We don't know how anyone else came to believe what they believe. I mean, we hardly know how we came to believe what we believe about most things. We're the only one who walked our path and collected our belief system, and things look pretty hazy in retrospect. And that's why it's important for us to remember we don't know the path anyone has walked to the present moment. We're just seeing them now. But we're all here as spiritual beings, no exceptions, living a human experience in the way that we do, however we do. And we're here on purpose in this world of contrasting forms to express the love of God in human form. And we knew, even before we decided to come into this world of this and that it had the potential to show us one way or another, sooner or later, more of the powerful, amazing being that we are created to be, and the life that we are created to share together. We're all in this life together, doing it our way, even when we don't realize that we're choosing it. And no matter how each of us comes to discover the truth of who we are. It's our individual journey of discovery. In Science of Mind, we read, freedom and bondage, sickness and health, poverty and riches, heaven and hell, good and bad, big and little, happiness and misery, peace and confusion, faith and fear, and all conditions that appear as opposites are not really opposing powers, but are the way that the one power is being used. Man and woman has within the key to every situation. But he must come to realize his relation to the whole. And that relationship is one of unity. As long as we're dealing with duality and separating that unity, no matter what the issue may be in the world or in our individual life, if we believe there's a problem to fight against outside of us or even within us, we're perpetuating the problem because we're giving the power of our belief to the problem. Ever exhaust yourself by having an argument with yourself? As long as we focus on the worst of times and any problem that seems to make it so, as long as we keep pointing to the problem and shaking our head because it's there, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay right where it is because nothing thought by the child of God is without power. We have the power to hold our problems in place. When we choose to rise above the human desire to fight against a world that appears to be behaving badly, we stop contributing to the noisiness of swords clashing in duality. We lighten up. We give the world the benefit of the doubt. Maybe things aren't as bad as they seem. Now, we all know when we're in a good mood, we prefer to stay that way. And because we do, because it's natural for us to feel good and to be happy, we don't look for problems. We're willing to give every physical gesture on the expressway and every comment the benefit of the doubt before taking offense. In this world of this and that, when someone does something or says something, it can be taken one way or the other. We interpret what we hear and see through the filters of what we believe. And because we believe it, our interpretation seems true. And we let our interpretation affect our mood, and we let our mood affect our interpretation. But whenever we allow for the possibility that no matter how something looked or sounded to us, that it may not be what that person had in mind, like forgiveness, that is a gift to ourself. The benefit of the doubt is a gift to us too. It frees us. It frees us from an attachment to a problem. It allows life to flow within us and through us and around us, and we feel good. And even if we are correct about what that person had in mind, with that gesture, or with that comment, we've still benefited because we haven't let it put us in a bad mood. We've stayed in our good mood. And we haven't given energy to a problem. In a world of countless preferences and perspectives, where the best of times for some occurs simultaneously with the worst of times for others, there are a lot of moods and attitudes living a life, including us. It's essential for us to keep in mind how powerful our perspective is in allowing the best of times into our individual life and through us into the world we share. That's why Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Don't keep looking at the problems. Get a different perspective. There's no right side with any argument. No matter how intensely we argue, in the superlative degree, because solutions, as we've talked about, don't exist in the same vibration as problems. We benefit in our vibration when we turn away from foolishness and look within for wisdom. When we turn away from darkness and look within for light. Non-resistance lets despair disappear because we rise to the higher vibration of hope. And when we do, everything is before us, every solution, because our thoughts are in the direction of heaven. When we stop trying to control the world and decide to be love in the world from the inside out, because that's what we are, we become aware that there is divine light behind everything that appears to be. Then it's way easier for us to give everything and everyone the benefit of the doubt because we realize God is behind it all. Any moment, we're willing to accept that there are as many ways to see things, to say things, and to do things as there are living beings to see and say and do them. We benefit by letting go of whatever we believe must be just so. Positive choices inspired by love. Choices made when we're happy attract wanted experiences into our life. And the more wanted experiences we attract, the more aware we become of the happy one we're created to be. Negative choices, choices made when we're unhappy, attract more unwanted experiences into our life. And the more unwanted experiences we attract, the worse our mood gets. And no one in a bad mood is going to give anyone else the benefit of the doubt. But either way, Our choices, positive or negative, don't change the spiritual being we are. They simply affect our mood and attitude and how we experience ourselves and others in this life. The good news is that beliefs are changeable, which means what we believe is real and true is changeable. We know we're ready to let go of a problem when we're willing to look away from it and to look within us, not to try to make anything happen and not to try to manipulate things around us, but simply to feel good. Because that's what we want, to feel good. To feel peace of mind and heart, because that's what we want to express. We're here to let this world of contrast, all the diverse thoughts and opinions and lifestyles and preferences and professions and activities, inspire us to choose what we want and prefer so that we can grow in our unique individual expression of life. And we're not here to judge what anyone else wants or prefers. In the process of tending to our own mental and emotional well-being, we expand our awareness that we live in a universe where who we are and what we want has value. Abraham Hicks tells us, you are so understood by the universe that when your contrast causes a preference to be born in you, source energy is so sure that you are the right one to make that call, that source says yes instantly to any preference that is born within you. We will never get an argument from the universe. That's powerful. And that power isn't to be taken lightly, because no thought of a child of God is without power. We're free to focus on a happy life, the happy life we prefer, the happy, healthy, joyous, peaceful, loving life we prefer, and let all who choose the same to be with us in our happiness, in our joy, in our peace, in our love, in our non-judgment. We are also free to give anything that doesn't appear to us to be a cause for happiness the benefit of the doubt, and to be a happy holdout from judging it as anything at all. Namaste. All righty. That felt good. Had to get that one out. Okay, well, this is the time of our service when we say thank you once again for your love, for your attendance here, for your tuning in there, for being a part of this message of love, a living part of it as you go out into your lives and make a difference, because you do. You do. And we are so grateful for your financial support, because without it, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing in the way that we're doing it. And we like doing it this way. But we're flexible. So if you're wondering how you can support LEC in its beautiful vision and message of love on earth, then our beautiful, loving treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips, is here to tell you how.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Jim. Oh, thanks. Good morning, Jim. Before I get started, I have to say, have you ever had one of those days where everything, you become aware that everything is pointing to the same thing and it's like the message you really need? This morning I'm going to tell you how you can contribute in just a second. But I got the microphone, you know how I love that. So when I was listening to Abraham this morning, and a sentence came and it said, want it, believe it, and it is so. And that was sticking with me. Want it, believe it, and it is so. And then your whole talk, it was like, how beautiful. It's like,
Yeah.
woo, let's expand on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, want it, believe it, it is so.
Well, yeah, I like that.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Stay happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is how you can make us happy. You can donate several ways. You can go to facebook.com, and it's facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center, and you can hit the donate button there. You can donate via our website, lecflint.com, and hit the donate button there. You can send us money via PayPal, and it is lec2512@gmail.com. That's our PayPal address. Or you can send us a check to our new mailing address, which is 321-294, Flint, Michigan 48532. And in the sanctuary, we're going to...
P.O. Box.
Oh, yes. But I didn't say P.O. Box? Oh, well, if you want to send us a check, you can send it to Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 321-294, Flint, Michigan 48532. And here in the sanctuary, we're going to be taking up an offertory while we listen to Marcia Allen, Nick Calandro, and Pat Cronley doing I Am Blessed, and then Rev.Stephanie will be back with a healing prayer, or with a gratitude prayer. Thank you.